Shout out to Ticket TV for his video talking about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen recently stated that he thinks that Kevin Durant should leave Golden State and try to win a championship on his own. Um, Here's my take on it. I pretty much agree with Scottie Pippen. I can understand where Pippen's coming from with that. Um, in my opinion, okay, although Kevin Durant is winning titles and MVPs with the Warriors, all right, I'm gonna try to compare this to LeBron's situation. Everybody knows that LeBron James left Cleveland back in 2010 to go play with Miami. And ultimately, it was after he left Cleveland that LeBron started appearing in NBA Finals regularly. Every year that he was with Miami, they went to the NBA Finals. And every year that he was with Cleveland, when he left Miami, they went to the NBA Finals. He won 2 championships with Miami. He won one in 2016 with Cleveland. And I noticed that while LeBron James was very celebratory when he won those titles with Miami, you can tell that he got a lot more personal satisfaction on winning that championship with Cleveland. Most likely because they were going against a historically great team. The odds were against Cleveland, and almost nobody, except for me. Yeah, I'm going to toot my own horn with this one because I thought Cleveland had a chance to win that finals. Nobody else. Even when they were down 3-1, I didn't count them out. I thought if there was any team that could beat Golden State 3 times in a row, it was Cleveland. You could just tell that he got a lot more satisfaction out of winning that championship with Cleveland than he did with Miami. It was like personal vindication because he had always heard that talk about, I know LeBron had heard it, of course. He watches television like the rest of us. He's heard the criticism that you had to go to a stacked team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, 2 other future Hall of Famers. Although Bosh is a little bit more dubious than Wade, but I would go ahead and give it to him. You had to go with 2 more Hall of Famers to win a championship, even though every championship team has had potentially 2 Hall of Famers on them at least. But, he heard all that talk. You had to go run and go to a championship team. So the point is I'm comparing that to Kevin Durant. Durant has won championships, and he's probably now seen by at least some as the best player in the NBA right now. If he were to stay in Golden State, I think that perception would be, you won a championship, but you guys are supposed to have won. I know that sounds stupid, but that's how some people would look at this. Like, yeah, y'all should win. Y'all a stacked team. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how Bill Russell won 11 NBA championships in 13 seasons. We've never witnessed dominance like that in any professional sport ever. Ever. Not even with Babe Ruth and with the Yankees. Not with Tom Brady with the Patriots. Not with Joe Montana with the 49ers. Terry Bradshaw with the Steelers. Any dynasty that you can think of, there's never been a dynasty that won, a team that won, and a player that won over 80% of the championships in the era that he played in. But yet nobody ever looks at Bill Russell as the greatest player of all time. There's some argument that he's most likely the greatest defensive center of all time, although Akeem Olajuwon might have something to say about that. But nobody looks at him like that. Now, if it were Wilt Chamberlain that had 11 NBA championships in 13 seasons or 15 seasons or 14 seasons, wherever he played, then I guarantee you a lot of people will be calling him the greatest. To go on top of his individual greatness. And I can understand where Scottie's coming from with this argument. I think if Kevin Durant were able to go to another team and to win even just one NBA championship, just one, it would vindicate his greatness. He wasn't able to get to this level when he was with Oklahoma City. Yes, he's winning with the Golden State Warriors, but you have a team that has potentially, right now, I'm just saying potentially, with Durant, Curry, Thompson, outside shot with Draymond, and if Cousins stay healthy, you have five guys that could become Hall of Famers. Green, the weaker case of it to me, but still. Five guys. And then Tiki TV made a good point, and I'm going to have to piggyback off of something he said. The main reason why Durant's probably going to leave is that I would never stay on the team, and I know nobody else would want to be on a team where you see that these guys don't really respect you and they use you for a championship. You know what I mean? Like Draymond Green was the first one to recruit Kevin Durant after they lost in Game 7 of 2016 NBA Finals to Cleveland Cavaliers, to recruit you to join the team. And then he's the first one to say, well, we were winning before you. Well, apparently you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, you won in 2015 in 6 games, but you were going up against, and I'll keep saying it, it has to be stated because everyone want to talk about the fact that Golden State was short-handed in 2016. It didn't have Draymond the last in Game 5. It didn't have Andrew Bogut the last 2 games of the series, and those are fair points. But you also have to bring up the fact that in 2015, Cleveland didn't have Kyrie Irving nor Kevin Love. And they still won 6 games with Golden State. So you can make the argument that if Cleveland were healthy in 2015, they wouldn't have won any championships until Kevin Durant got there. Now, I'm just saying, I know it's a bunch of woulda, coulda, shouldas, but still, you got to be fair. When you want to point out flaws or point out certain advantages the team has, but then you don't want to point out when you guys have the advantage. But Kevin Durant is going to do whatever the hell Kevin Durant want to do. You know what I mean? But the way he's been playing the last 3 games without Draymond Green, without Stephen Curry on the court, it's been phenomenal. Last 3 games, the guy's averaging 48 points a game, shooting 52% from the floor. I think over 40% from beyond the arc. It's I think double-digit rebounds too. I mean, his game, he's playing at a level that we've never seen before. Now, granted, you always got to kind of add the rules and, offensively, guys are going to be putting up numbers that we haven't seen since the 1960s. I'm just being honest. We're going to see this more and more and more, but still, Kevin Durant right now is the best. He's the best offensive player in the NBA, bar none, and arguably the greatest player in the league right now. All right, LeBron James. I've been saying this before. As great as he is, I think he's on the downside of his career. As a matter of fact, I don't know why there's really much of an argument. The guy's in his 16th season. He's about to turn 34 years old. That's just almost a fact. He's on the downside of his career. And I think a lot of times people misunderstand what the term downside means. When I'm saying downside, I don't mean he sucks. I think people think when you say someone's on the downside of their career that, what you trying to say, suck? He's still putting up 27, blah, blah, blah. I get that. I get that. When Jordan came back from his first retirement, he was still putting up 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But if you watch the games, you could see physically he wasn't the same guy. On the defensive end, he wasn't the same player he was 3 years earlier. He wasn't the same guy. And LeBron's not the same player that he was 4 or 5 years ago. He's not. He's still great, but he's not the same guy. But if I were Kevin Durant, and my destinations apparently are to go to either to Los Angeles, stay with Golden State, or go to New York, I would go to New York. I mean, you've already won NBA championships. You won final MVPs. Now you can see for yourself, answer the question, am I able to do what other greats have done? Can I lead a team? Can an organization build a team around me as a centerpiece? And can I, like a Michael Jordan, like a Julius Erving, you know what I mean? Like a LeBron James, like a Larry Bird. Can you build the pieces around me so that I can help lead this squadron? Can I lead? Matter of fact, this is basically, this is my final point. This would be like Kevin Durant showcasing the one skill that people think he lacks, his leadership ability. Can I lead a group to the promised land? Can I lead a team to a championship? That's why I think Kevin Durant should lead. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think.